Hey friends, and welcome to our day. We have so much going on this week. Holy schmoly. There's a lot that is happening. Come hang out with me today and I will fill you all in. Hey friends, I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. I have Virginia in the car with me and we are running out to take care of a couple things. And I figured it would be a great time because I'm sitting and somewhat available that we could catch up because this week is a huge week. Okay, my phone rang, but I'm back. Praying for a friend because she is working on minimizing and clearing out her house, which is always super exciting. And I believe in it so much because it is so impactful, literally in our lives. But we ran to the grocery store real quick, Gigi and I. We are heading home now. Very busy week this week. Sorry, this is all wonky. My hair's everywhere and now it's raining. Our son graduates high school. He is done. We are holding his graduation this Saturday. And so we are going to be talking about all kinds of fun graduation things this week as we also prepare our home to host his little graduation celebration we're going to be doing. So we will be talking about that. If you have high school graduation questions, you can leave them down below. We are focusing a lot on the homesteading side of things. So we have a lot going on with that I'm going to fill you guys in on. And of course, home discipleship and homemaking. We are studying our Biblical Womanhood series. Again, this summer, it's our 5th year in a row. If you've not joined us for Biblical Womanhood already, you guys are going to want to do that. Week 2 going here, we had videos coming out already this week. We have our sermon. We've got a two videos on Wednesday, a video on Friday. If you guys have not signed up for that already, there's a link in the description. You guys can sign up for our Biblical Womanhood email list, and that will send you one email a week with the sermon and videos. They will also post on here, and then in our collective, our membership group, we're doing more. But again, you want more details, it's down there in the description. Super excited. The girls are doing Biblical Womanhood with me with our collective study. So we've got all the Biblical Womanhoody things on the brain, huh, Gigi? So that's exciting. Homestead stuff. We have felt for a long time that we need to do something with our land. We have been blessed to be in this property that we're at, that we need to use it, and we've never been able to really thus far. And so we're making some changes. We're making some things happen. We cleaned out our barn, which we're cleaning out. We didn't clean out. We're cleaning out. It's in progress, except for it's raining today, so that's not going to happen. We'll get a little bit of rest, which is needed. We're cleaning out our barn, which I'm going to share with you guys, and what we're doing down there. We have some new additions to the homestead. How many new additions? It's been we got a bit going on. So we've got some new additions to the old homestead, and went this weekend back to the farmers market to chat with the people in charge there, and just talk a little bit more. And we have got to start putting together our stuff and officially submit our application and are like, hey, this is what we're coming and offering, as well as just looking at, as a family and as our little homestead space in progress here, what all can we offer? So we've got all the fresh flowers growing. I've got more sunflowers going in. We've got, just beds and beds of flowers everywhere. We're a little behind our game this year, so it's gonna be later in the summer before we have stuff that we can offer. But then I'm also looking at between houseplants and herbs and landscape plants and kind of that native nursery type stuff with what we have around us, trying to just gather together like those official plans of like, this is what we have to offer. So we've got a lot of that going on. But you guys know we shared last week about our coyote problem. We're taking some steps to eradicate that because we also would like to get back to having chickens. We have 2 that have been floating around. You guys know we used to have tons and tons of chickens. We had over 30 some odd. No, I think it was 30 something. And then something started picking them off. We're pretty sure that something is actually what the coyotes took care of that. So we're getting the coyote problem fixed so we can get back to having chickens so that we can sell eggs, even to local bakeries and small businesses, and then locally at the farmers market, but also so we could sell hens. We can sell chickens. I know so many people going through the chick phase and stuff, you don't really want to mess with it, but it would be nice to have some laying hens and ones that are already ready to go. So lots of things on our list of like, how can we put the property to work? How can we wisely invest a little bit so that way it can be turning out a profit for us, making lots of changes and doing lots and lots of work on that front. So we were juggling that this week.
I'll go out to check on the chickens.
Okay. We're doing that this week. I'll wait here. Maybe I'll show you guys real quick. We're doing that this week. We've got Biblical Womanhood going on, and we're preparing for graduation because it is graduation day. But we just pulled back up in the house. I will give you guys a little sneak peek at part of the stuff that you'll be seeing, part of the stuff that we have going on here. Come look. We got some baby chickens. There's even a turkey in there too. There's the turkey laying down.
Yeah,
if you guys remember our old turkey, there's a turkey right there. So, baby chicks, baby turkey.
They are so cute.
We've got a new flock started. No. So that's part one anyways of this whole farm in progress, getting stuff bought and put together, but I'll show you more later. Is this necessary right now? Apparently it is. You guys, the more that we are trying to get this stuff like up and going with flower farm and chickens and all these other things that we're like, let's try some different stuff out there. I have got herbs everywhere, talking about, doing a fresh herb stand at the farmer's market. Is this necessary? Really? What do you need right now? Apparently this. The more we talk about this and the more we get working on these things, the more honestly, I understand why homes in, even you go to like the early 1900s, where in America, most families were in agriculture. And even if you weren't directly in agriculture, you still tended your land, most of America. You still at least had your garden and different things that, you raised and you were more sustainable. And we look at just how simple the homes were then. I mean, they were really, really simple. And homes, even in the 50s and 60s weren't full of all kinds of storage space and all the other stuff, because you didn't just have tons and tons of stuff. And what amazes me is like, I'm so behind on anything that has to do with inside of the house, because we're out in the garden, we are outside like day in and day out, we're working in our barn, we're trying to do all this different stuff, and loving the ability to come together as a family and like work on these things together and be doing all of this. Like, it's been fantastic. But then literally by the time I make it, there's like water all over the table because it was just raining. By the time we make it back into the house, by the end of the day, like, I'm toast. I'm done. Like, I don't want to do anything. And so what I find is just kind of funny is already I really do love a minimal and simple, basic approach to stuff, right? And things in our home. And it's something that I've wanted to like revamp or like reapply again with a little bit more like stringency in it. I don't know how else to explain it, but I've really felt like, we need to go through everything we have. I mean, there's just too much stuff, just kind of creeps up. Different seasons you need things, but then in different seasons you don't need things. And so I've been wanting to do that and do that more anyways. And it's kind of just been one of those like, we'll get to it when we get to it, I guess. And it just hasn't happened. And so with the flower farm and, getting more chickens and wanting to grow that and finding different ways, doing some research and just seeing how we can connect with our local community and what we can provide, but yet opportunities to serve and connect and all this different stuff. I'm like, wow, I'm ready to like old school 1900s, minimize, simplify everything inside of our house, because I get it. I get why when you look at old homes, like And especially, you know, that view we have, the images we see of like old country homes, old farm homes. It's so basic. It's so simple. And it makes so much sense because they're busy. Ain't nobody got time to be, you know, fussing with all the junk and all the stuff and trying to organize it and separate it and like do all of the things. And as I have literally spent like no time inside for the past, I don't even know, like, I mean, month easily. I mean, I'm doing the computer work I have to do. Like, we're checking off the things we have to. Everybody chips in, right? My husband and I have our things that we take care of. The kids have their things that they take care of. So basics like a robotic vacuum running every night, the dishes getting ran every day, laundry getting done every day, and like some general tidying up. Like those things have happened. But as far as like all the other stuff, and I'm like, all right, how do we get our house scaled back so that way those basic things like run the dishwasher, run the washing machine, run the vacuum, like how do we get it scaled back so that way those things happening are like all that needs to happen? You know what I mean? Besides like a little scrub of the sink and a scrub of the bathroom, like how do we clear stuff out so that that's all we have to be juggling? Because right now and for the foreseeable future, outside is going to be demanding our time. But I'm so thankful for that. And it's been so nice, you know, as we have these conversations with our son as he's getting ready to graduate, you know, what's next for him? What does he feel the Lord calling him to do? You know, talking about different things. You guys heard we started this conversation in the podcast he did a week before last. We've been having long conversations with him. The girls, they love being involved in this, and they want to do farmers markets, and they want to be designing bouquets with the flowers that we're growing, and they want to be raising the animals and doing the stuff. And that's all fantastic. And I'm like, okay, let's do this. Like, let's keep on keeping on, but let's try to find a way to carve out some time to minimize the home stuff. Because it does get a little overwhelming some days when I'm in there. Like earlier it was rainy, so we were inside and I was like, oh my gosh, I had computer work to tend to, but I'm like, I'm going to have to deal with this at some point. So anyways, my whole ramble here is I get it. I get when we look back on the images of like old farm homes and country homes and stuff, like what it used to look like. Not only was I feel like they're a lot less just commercialism and excess and whatever, which is a blessing. I think when you realize that when your priority is having to, you know, tend your food and grow your, you know, do all of your stuff, that why on earth would you waste your time with a ton of stuff in the house to have to mess with? Like, that's just insanity. And so the more we're doing the stuff out there, I'm like, why on earth do I have so much stuff up here to have to tend to? That's insanity. I need to scale this back. So a lot going on this week. Baby chicks, baby turkeys, clearing out the barn, setting up stuff. I mean, getting so many pieces and things done that I'll share with you guys. Transitioning our oldest into like graduation time and preparing stuff. We haven't even started. Like, that's the other side of this, is we're hosting people on Saturday here at the house for Travis's graduation ceremony. So we're all gonna have to pull it together this week and like get the house and all the inside stuff taken care of, as well as like pressure washing the courtyard and getting it all ready and, you know, set up for his graduation celebration. So like, this stuff is gonna have to happen this week here right quick. But sitting here today and the like catching up with all the other things and just like thinking about what all we have to do this week, and then it just remembered, it just dawned on me that we have doctor's appointments 3 out of the 5 days this week. Like, we have so much going on. I don't know what happened that this week got so crazy, but it's crazy. But just sitting here and thinking of this, and it's like, all right, we got to get done the stuff we have to get done for this week. I cannot believe my baby is graduating, like all of this big exciting stuff. And then, oh my gosh, the people, you know, back then so had it figured out way more than most of us do, because simplify inside, have the basics, have what you need. That's beautiful and wonderful. And then you're freed up to tend the land and you know, like scripture says, work hard with your hands so you're not depending on anyone, and just how freeing and beautiful that is. And I think we have it all backwards today, and we should be more in that direction than in our current direction. But I guess that can be a podcast or a video or a series or something for another day. But I have a lot of work to get done this week. It's gonna be a little crazy, and of course we will share it all with you guys. But I'll stop talking here. Hopefully this video will be a little bit shorter by the time I put it together, because we also have Biblical Womanhood that came out. So you guys all should be joining us for Biblical Womanhood. Again, you can check it out down below. Go to that video, sign up for the emails that come out. They came out this week, and we've got a sermon today. Wednesday, you've got your like discussion video, and then if you're in the collective, you get a special video over there. And then Friday we'll be talking more about application. But I don't know, I think between doing all the biblical womanhood stuff and then the gardening stuff and the farmers market stuff and getting in the animals and clearing out the barn and getting ready for graduation and all the different pieces, I'm just like, it's so much. But to see us kind of move into this next season of life and to see God working and moving and all the, you can like feel all like the cogs moving. I don't know if that makes sense, but like you can feel that everything's like doing something. I don't know where exactly we're headed, but something's happening, and that's exciting. So anyways, I will stop blabbering at you all so you can go listen to the super amazing sermon, because I've listened to it a few times through in the past few days, and it's amazing. I will let that be an encouragement for you all today. Again, all the links, all the things are down there. You all know something else to watch? This video right here. That's where it's at. You go check that one out, and I will see you guys right back here tomorrow for more of our crazy, ridiculous week. Bye, friends.